Welcome back to part 2 of the NYCT Subway Car Rehabilitation Program. And today we're going to talk about the January 2019 CPOC IEC project reviews of the New York City Transit's own R211, which we talked about in the last commentary video, which will be manufactured by Kawasaki, with the first 10-car train set arriving for testing on July 2020, which will be manufactured by Kawasaki. And the R179 car by Bombardier, which is 2 years behind schedule. Originally, 300 cars supposed to be here, which were already supposed to be on the property by January 2017, which was 2 years ago. And now 16 additional cars are currently added to compensate as liquidation for being 2 years behind schedule to cover the cost of the damages of the subway cars. Okay, the R211 schedule review. The project has maintained the car delivery schedule since last report in January 2018, with the first 10 cars planned for arrival on January 2020. The IEC finds that the R211 project is on schedule and showing significant progress in meeting critical program milestones. Preliminary design reviews and in-process design reviews for all major subsystems have been completed. So from reading this slide so far, this is a very good start. I think the MTA, once again, despite me being a Bombardier lover, and I really do enjoy Bombardier, but Kawasaki was the better choice for the R211 project, and I think Kawasaki would have been better for the R179 as well. Or better yet, Alstom could have been a better choice for the R179 project as well, because if you look at it, the R179 is like a continuation of the R160 car order. Okay, so that day back in 2012, June 4th, 2012, when the MTA awarded Bombardier the $744 million contract for the 300 R179 subway cars that was supposed to be on property by January 2017, which was 2 years ago, they would have been here by now. Had MTA not given the R179 award contract to Bombardier. Because remember, both Alstom and Kawasaki protested the award contract to Bombardier. The MTA did not listen to them. Kawasaki and Alstom's voices had fallen on deaf ears, and now we have to stick around for Bombardier to finish the R179 car order. 2 years behind schedule. So far by reading the slide on the R211, so far so good. So far so good. Just making sure that nothing goes wrong. Day-to-day supervision between both New York City Transit and Kawasaki Railcar Industries. That needs to be locked in tight. Sorry, that needs to be kept locked in tight. If you kept this locked in tight, kept this in tightly, the R211 car order will run smoothly and easily. It'll be a smooth sailings. smooth sailings. You just stick to the plan. The R211 budget review. IEC is in agreement with NYCT's estimate of completion based on our analysis of the post-award budget of $1.75 billion in project expenditures to date. Yes, so as we all know, the R211 contract order is is set to be completed somewhere in collectively between the three car orders, the R211A, the R211A for the NYCT cars, the R211T for the open gangway cars, and the R211S for Staten Island Railway. All those contracts are set to be completed by 2023 to 2024. Yes, around that time. All right. So let's keep our fingers crossed and make sure everything goes well with the R211 contract order. The R211 observations. The rate of production and acceptance of 30 cars per month. That is the goal. That is the goal that the MTA and Kawasaki had had set for the R211. The rate in production and acceptance of 30 cars per month for the base order will require a significant level of support from NYCT engineering, inspection, and testing resources. So let me get this straight. Support from NYCT engineering, inspection, and testing resources. So you didn't have this for the R179 when you set that contract order? Did did we had one for the R179? No, we did not. No, we did not. Because if we did, all this talk about the R211, if we had that set for the R179, the A train would have had a handful of R179 10 car sets running on the line right now, with the vast majority of 8 cars running on the C and the JZ lines collectively. Had this have been in set for the R179 car order. So so after all they've been through with the R179 car order, looks like NYCT MTA has learned their lesson from the R179, and they impose that lesson learned on the R211s. Alright? Close coordination with the communications based train control Queens Boulevard Line project, which must provide onboard equipment, mock-ups, drawings, and other technical information for Kawasaki's use, is required in order to ensure on-time delivery of the initial test train in July 2020. So you guys, the reason why, let me talk to you guys about the Queens Boulevard line and all of the express service being canceled. One service express and the other one makes all local stops, and some stations skip in between. Let me tell you guys something. The reason why we had so much service changes happening on the Queens Boulevard line, it has everything to do with this. This has everything to do with E&F trains running local in both directions, EF and R trains running express in one direction, making all local stops in the other direction. And reason why you got F trains on some weekends in either direction, skipping Briarwood, Van Wyck, 75th Avenue, Supton and Hillside, and sometimes 169th and Hillside. Alright? And you got the E trains skipping Briarwood and 75th Avenues. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, and also, the E train line shut down between Union Turnpike and Parsons Archer. Everything to do with the Queens Boulevard line getting communications based train control because they want to modernize the entire subway system. Because if you guys had not peeked my commentary back from last year where I talked about the fast forward plan, 40 years worth of subway modernization is being done in 10 years. 10 years. In 10 years. Think about it. In 10 years' time, we will have R211s and the future car contract orders owning the subway line at this point, as well as installing some communications based train control equipment on the R160s. The R179s should get some of that with too as well. Like it'll be we will be the top system of the will be the top subway system of the world. New York City is a progressive city, you guys, and we gotta own it. We gotta own up to it. We gotta own up to that name. Okay, the R179 schedule review. 154 of the 316 cars. Remember, guys, it's 316 cars, you guys. Originally, it was supposed to be 300, but 16 additional subway cars. And those 16 additional subway cars are the 5 set subway cars that are being added to liquidate compensation for being 2 years behind schedule. So, so Bombardier, you guys need to get this done. You need to get this done. Alright? So 154 of the 316 cars remain to be delivered. Bombardier has yet to achieve a 1 car per day production rate needed to meet the scheduled completion in September 2019. This is 8 months later than the last report. Timely correction of outstanding R179 quality issues is important to maintain this date. Believe me, like, take it from me from a rider. I've rode the J and Z lines numerous times, and I've set foot on the C train line a couple of times too. And I have yet to see the R179 A train. But from my observations and from being between the lines, I would say the R179, despite all the technical issues that happened back in November 2017, where the clock had to be reset, and the entire 30-day testing has to start all over again, and as well as a recent technical issue with the trains themselves had R179s being pulled out from the C train service entirely for a short time, as well as some of them being pulled out from the J and Z service as well. I can say from reviewing all of the evidence, writing all the train lines, etc. The R179s, they're not perfect, but they're doing better than before. I'm not going to say they're the perfect subway cars, but they are progressing better. They're they're going forward. They're progressing much more better than what they did back in late 2017 because late 2017 was horrible. Late 2017 was horrible. I can imagine. I can imagine being one of the older subway, being a rider of one of the older subway cars, and had to deal with older train cars breaking down and stuff like that. And because of the R179 being late, funding for the new car, funding for the MTA, part of it has gone to maintaining and expanding life on the older subway cars, such as the R32s and the R42s. Okay? So we really need to get our priorities straight and let's get this thing rolling. Get this thing rolling because because these subway lines need the new subway cars, especially the A and C trains. The A and C trains need the new cars as well, especially the C train, who has been ridiculed through the late 2000s through the early 2010s for being the worst subway line of all time, for having subway cars as old as the Stone Age. Okay? For lack of hearing aid of train announcements, um breaking down how many trains, how many miles a train could reach before breaking down. Like, this is crazy. So we really need to get our priorities straight and make sure that this car order goes very, very smoothly. And another thing I would like to say, all of you who's calling the R179 lemons, stop it, okay? You're not funny. You sound very, very stupid. And all of you people who said foaming is cool, and y'all know who you are. I'm not gonna say no names. Y'all know who you are. Stop it, okay? It is not funny to be acting like a freaking spaz, having a freaking seizure over a freaking subway train that just popped out of the production assembly, that just popped out of the production assembly shop into our city property, so that the subway cars could be for your benefit. Do you hear me? It is not funny to be acting like a total spaz every time when you see a new subway car line. I know I promised you that I was going to show you guys the video and give the video of the teenage boys acting out on the R179A train at Euclid Avenue. Um, I will show you guys that video. I'll show you guys the video, and I'm gonna give my complete honest thought, because that is truly and utterly disgusting. Alright, let's move on. The R179 budget review. Based on our analysis of the R179's project budget, the IEC is in agreement with the NYCT's estimate of completion of $744 million, an increase of $3.2 million since the last report. Oh, that's the end of that. That's the bus procurement video. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this commentary. There will also be one more commentary, and it's going to be based on the fast work plan of the Division A subway cars, which is the R142 by Bombardier, which we have over 1,000 subway cars. The R142A, the ones that has not been converted into R188 for CBTC implementation on the RT Flushes 7 line, and the R262, which is set to replace the R62s and the R62As. So anyway, guys, please stick around, and I will share with you guys the video of the foamers acting on the R179A train, and we'll talk more about that. Yeah. Okay.